Hello, hello. This is a quesadilla. It's round and it's got lots of things that round objects have. For example, it has a radius, it has a diameter, it has a circumference, and it has an area. So, if you have ever done any math, you would probably know that the area of a quesadilla or other similarly round object is pi r squared. But where do we get that number? Where do we get pi r squared from? Well, let's show you how to derive that, shall we? So let me flip this over really quick. Remove that. Flip it over. Bam. Okay, so let me start out by actually cutting this quesadilla in half. The quesadilla is cut, and I've arranged them like this. Now, the way I've got it arranged, we could maybe do a little bit of math here. Okay, let's see. Well, over here, we got this distance. That's the radius, right? That's the radius. And we got a length here. That length is twice the diameter, which would help us if we tried to, turn this into a rectangle. Twice the diameter. Well, the problem, though, is you'll notice there's lots of spaces that are not covered by the quesadilla. So instead of working with the diameter, let's try to work with, the circumference. Now, it is awfully circular, so let me cut it again. And I'm going to arrange it like this. So, now it's gotten a bit longer now, hasn't it? That's still the radius. And we're getting closer to a straight line. Okay, let's see. I do this, making strange noises sometimes. But now, I've cut. So now we've almost got a straight line. Imagine if you could just make an infinite number of slices out of a single small quesadilla. You would have a quesadilla, and its dimensions would be, let's move that a little bit. Well, it would be the radius for the rectangle by the circumference. And you probably know that the formula for the circumference is the diameter times pi. So, we still actually have the same problem we had before, right? Because before we had those empty spaces. Now, what do we do about that? Well, here we go. I'm going to take the pieces that have gone off the edge and stick them into the spots where they're needed. So now we've got a rectangle. It's almost a rectangle. Imagine that they're much thinner slices, and it is a rectangle. But it's not quite as long as the circumference because the circumference goes down here and then it continues over here. It's only half as long. So it's the what we have here for this side is the diameter times pi over 2. So let's write out our formula up here, shall we? So we have the radius. So we have r, and then we multiply that by diameter times pi over 2. Okay, so let's start working here. Now, one thing you'll notice is r is half the diameter. The radius is half the diameter. So we could actually just say, okay, well, that's going to be r times the diameter divided by 2 is r times pi. So we now have r times pi. Now, so if I write that, well, here's pi. R times r is r squared. So here we have it. Pi r squared. If you ever wondered where that came from, and, well, who hasn't? But anyway, if you wondered where we get pi r squared from, this is really where it comes from. And I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I'm going to enjoy eating this quesadilla. Goodbye. Hope you liked the video.